Whispers float in empty halls. Footsteps echo down the walls. Shadows break where secrets lie. Every echo holds a hidden sign. Blow the trace along the crime, a hush that haunts the night, a fear that lives in light. Unravel lines of twisted lies. In the dark, the story waits unseen.
And here we go.
Hi, I'm Rochelle, the Psychic Sleuth. Spirit shows me patterns across past, present, and future. What comes through can be symbolic, metaphoric, or not always literal, though sometimes it is. Messages often carry multiple meanings that weave together through energetic tracking, prophetic sequencing, and blueprint mapping. I know I talk fast sometimes, it's just how spirit flows through me. You can always replay or slow down if you need to. I triple check what I receive with astrology and cards, but this isn't about being 100% right. It's about truth, responsibility, and integrity. I'm the one sitting with spirit on these cases, so this is a space for truth seeking, not debate. Please respect the work. If you can't honor spirit, this may not be the place for you. And before we start, I want to make something clear. My process has evolved for a reason. I don't use sitters anymore. I don't do live channeling on heavy cases, and I won't be performing on command. That's not safe, it's not accurate, and it pulls the work off track. I work the way spirit directs me, through mediumship, pattern recognition, astrology validation, cards when needed, and prophetic sequencing. Every layer strengthens the message and protects the integrity of the case. Please don't tell me how to do my job. This isn't about entertainment. It's about truth, responsibility, and helping families. If my style isn't for you, that's okay. But this is how I work, and this is how the work stays accurate. You can support me is I have partnered with the company Astro Song. It is a song based on your birth chart. You enter your birth information, and they make a song for you. You can pick the length that you want your song, how many verses you want it. I will put a little clip here of mine. If you're interested, there is a link in the Linktree in the description box with everything else. You can enter my name, Rochelle Lapham, in all caps. Again, information in the description box below for a 10% discount.
And they can see a constellation of complexity. Balance light and shadow with such grace. Every scar became a sacred space. Rachel, you don't need to prove your worth. You've been enough since the day of your birth.
It's just a taste so you could get an idea. I appreciate all your love and support. If my work resonates, the best way to help is through community support for Justice's Cadaver Dog Training Fund. It doesn't take huge donations. Even the cost of a coffee adds up when many give. Shop new merch and help Justice on his mission. Links to my shop and donation page are pinned below. Every purchase helps fund the work. Thank you for being here. Now let's get on to today's case. So there is a group that I want to bring to your attention that I did post on the community page. If you are interested in joining, it's a pretty good deal. We're going to have like a spiritual circle, try to tap into the Akashic records together, and then you can have your choice of an intuitive card reading, like a two questions and a card reading, or mini mediumship. If you're interested in that, there is an early bird special for that. It does help me provide more true crime for you, being able to do things like this. So if you would like to be interested in that, if you've ever wanted a mediumship reading, or just if you need some help with your life right now, or if you would like to try to tap into the Akashic records, I think it's going to be a wonderful group. So you can email me, thepsychicsleuth@gmail.com. Also, we're having another wine and crime event on June 6th at 6:30 p.m. So that one is just we get together and we have fun, and it's $10 cover charge. There's 10 people allowed. I have a few spaces already filled, but if you'd like to join that, let me know. Also, in the description box below, email me, thepsychicsleuth@gmail.com. The first group, the Akashic Records group, is going to be the 23rd at 6 p.m. Pacific, but that's if I can get more people. Right now I only have one person. If I get more sign up, I can keep that. Otherwise, I might have to move the date. So I just wanted to put that out there for anybody that's interested. Hey guys, so today I'm doing something a little different. And I don't know if you guys are going to see this or not, so we're going to see how it goes. I'm actually going to try channeling Celeste by just looking at her picture, not looking at the camera, seeing if I can scribble and do that. There's been certain visions that have been repeating, and I know I did Celeste reading a while ago before anything came out. There was certain things that have now been validated. I've tried to stay away from everything. As you guys know, I've actually been busy working. I haven't had a chance to really look at much that's been going on because that's why I haven't posted a lot on YouTube. Kind of in survival mode right now as far as doing readings and whatnot, and I just don't have energy for both. But today I keep seeing this vision of Celeste. I had kind of a dream of her, or she was pushing me to do something, and so I had posted on the community page that I would be doing something soon, so as soon as I could get to it. I did do an EVP session, and I will release that soon. I just have to edit out all the garbage that you can't understand, and I'll probably do an extra one because I didn't get too much, but I did get some stuff. And as soon as I turned that on, it started going off. But so in the EVP session, I did get a pew pew, which was interesting because I did hear a pew pew shot in my readings, and I don't know why. Like, I don't know the significance of it or anything like that, but it was in the EVP, so I found that interesting. I usually don't hear things for no reason. If I hear things, it's got to be connected in some way, shape, or form. Now, people need to understand from the readings, I really don't care what anybody's thoughts and opinions are. I'm giving you what spirit gives. So as far as arguing with me or whatever, I'm at the point where I'm not going to do that anymore. This is what spirit gives. If I perceive it right or not, this is what I give. This is what we get. So I'm just going to try to do that, and we'll see how it goes. And I can only give you guys what I'm given and what I'm able to see. So we're going to see how this goes. I'm actually kind of tired, but I can't get this vision out of my head and certain things that I'm getting. So, all right. And also, when I was laying there yesterday, when I was laying down before I got up, I was getting from my guides about chameleon predators and how they hide in plain sight, and they don't look like predators. And I think a lot of people, just like in Idaho 4, just because someone doesn't look like a predator or whatever, they think that they're not capable. Just because David was popular, a lot of people thought he wasn't capable. But David is one of those those chameleons that are predators. I feel like he used to troll online a lot of different girls that you guys aren't aware of yet. And I feel very much that he love bombed Celeste and groomed her, which we all know. And like I said, if things come through that are already known, that is fine. This is her voice. This is what she wants to talk about. And we had said, there was one thing about David that I saw, as soon as I saw him, I knew he was a psychopath. And I knew, the grandiose things of just singing about them and putting them out. He was acting out this over and over in his music. And I think it had a lot to do with the psychology of him, right? As soon as I saw him, I knew that he was kind of like an undercover psycho, that he had a dual persona. I'm pretty sure he's a Gemini, if I remember right, or no, I think he's an Aries, actually. They're correcting me. So he love bombed Celeste. Sorry if I'm all over the place. I'm not in control. And I feel like it became sort of a trauma bond. And you'll see in one of the very first things that she talks about in the EVP, or that comes through the EVP, is like she's a little embarrassed about it, that she fell for such a person. But that's the thing, is we don't realize we're in those sort of situations, like we're in that trauma bond state, and I don't think she knew how to get out of there, because I feel like he controlled her and told her, if you ever try to leave, if you ever tell anybody anything, I'll fucking kill you. And so in a way she was afraid of him, but she was trauma bonded to him at the same time, which is what happens with narcissists, and what they're able to do is dig their claws into you and not let go. And that's what she's showing me. There's a karmic entanglement. But as stated, he's going to get his dues. And I'm hearing the words bruised ego, so I don't know if she did something to bruise his ego as well. But I feel like this started with her being kind of like, I don't know if she was into music or she just liked music a lot. And it was one of those things, like when you're a young girl, right? And you have this pop star coming to you and being like, oh, you know, giving you all these compliments and wanting to chat with you, which I feel like he did with other girls that you may find out about later on. I feel like Celeste wasn't the only one that he tried to groom, but I feel like others were maybe a little more guarded. I feel like she was vulnerable because of her home situation and because of her not being happy where she was at. And I feel like he promised her a lot of different things. Again, he love bombed her. And if anybody has ever been loved bombed, they know that it's not easy to ignore, because you feel like you're genuinely cared for. You feel like, you know, they mean what they say, but at the same time, they're putting their hooks in you so that they can give you, you know, then there's the narcissistic abuse. It's like the empath and the narcissist relationship. And so I feel like he tricked her a lot. Like it went from some sort of community where they were chatting into a community, into like private, like DMs. And from there it went. And she just took it as, you know, oh my gosh, here's this big star and he is like interested in me. You know, she didn't think about the age or anything like that. Like he made it seem like not a big deal. Like age was a number. And I think he used spirituality as kind of a trap. So I don't know if he has certain spiritual beliefs that are like, oh, we're meant to be together. Again, love bombing. We're soulmates. We're twin flames. Whatever that may be. And she fell for it. I'm having a really hard time breathing in my chest right now. So I feel like this relationship blossomed. I don't know. I get kind of a back and forth. So I don't know if this is back and forth, I'm here, I'm there, or this is back and forth. Like, I don't know how I feel, like pushing, like a push-pull kind of feeling that's coming in with this relationship. And I feel like she was trapped. Okay, this is where the prisoner part came in from that I was getting before in my in the very first reading. Now the very first reading wasn't very deep. I actually had planned to get back to that, but I just didn't have a chance. It was just kind of like a tap in. So there was a control mechanism here. And he did what he wanted with her. That's what she's saying. He did what he wanted. He did what he wanted. And he knew I wouldn't go anywhere because I was afraid, but at the same time I was hooked. So if anybody's been in any sort of trauma bond, you understand the hold that narcissists have over you, and it almost makes you feel like you can't live without them, you can't be without them. And so that's where and he knew exactly what he was doing. He knew if he took a younger girl, it would be easier for him to do that, besides the fact that he's a predator and he's always been a predator. I just think he was better at hiding it. Like this was his first step out into fulfilling his dark desires that he had inside of him. Because again, when I look at him, That's the one thing about my gifts sometimes, not always, but sometimes when I look at someone, I can tell you they are capable of darker things. And he can say he has an alter ego all he wants, and blame it on that. Does he have a dark side? Yes, but he also has this dual natured. He has this very charming side. I can be very charming. I can be very loving towards you. I can give you the world. And then there's this dark side that is like, you better do what I want. I will control you. You won't leave me. I'll have my way with you. So again, as you guys know, in my earlier readings, I did pick up a pregnancy, and that could have been at any point. All right, she did validate it with the balls at that point, and so that was her validating. That was not me. And then they ended up, all this evidence has come out now with that being true. So, you know, I feel like she did accidentally get pregnant at one time, and it was taken care of, maybe even more than one time, for all we know, or how it was done in silence or secrets or whatever. There's a lot here. This was more like a toxic infatuation is what I'm hearing. And an entanglement. And an entanglement is what she's saying. Like, she sees it now for what it is, but at the time she was like stuck and held prisoner in this situation. And again, she was afraid. If you kind of watch, which I have seen the Discord where he gets a bit controlling, and you start to see kind of his real, that's the real him. His music and him singing about it and all of that, that's him reliving it, because he began to grow this like she was like a plaything to him. Okay, that's how it's coming across. He didn't really love her, but he knew that she was young, and he could easily fool her into believing that this was genuine. And he could get what he wanted from her, whether that be sex or whatever. But I feel she started to get brave. She's saying, I started to get brave. I started to get brave. I wanted out. I wanted out. I was going to tell. He had hurt me enough. So I feel like between the pregnancies, and I say pregnancies because she's saying pregnancies. Because I don't think he used protection. Because he didn't care. He didn't care. He could just handle it. That's what a psychopath is, okay? So I'm hearing lured. So I don't know if this is like she ran away or she got away, right? And then he would lure her back with false promises, false negotiations. I'll change. I'll do better. Like most narcissists in a toxic bond. And I guess I connect to this because I understand it more than you guys even realize. But I do feel like the abuse started to become emotional and then physical. Because I do see him smacking her at one point. She talked back to him. How dare she talk back to him? So I do see him backhanding her at some point. I don't know if it's the same night or a different night or what. But he lured her back. This is the one vision that I keep getting, okay? And I know some of it is out there, but I have to say it because it's what I'm seeing. So I'm thinking this is close to the time that he unalived her, because it's almost like when I lure her back, I sweet talk her, I get her in my good graces, right? I feel like there's a drugging that takes effect. I don't even... The way that they're showing it to me, and this could be symbolic, is like a cloth over my mouth, kind of like chloroform. But I don't know if it was that or he drugged her in a different way, but that's the one thing I keep seeing. And so I feel like there was this plan. Like, this wasn't something where I just snapped all of a sudden. This is, I got to get rid of a problem. Like, she's becoming a problem now. She's becoming a problem. She knows all my secrets. She knows the things that I've done to her. I kind of go like to Micah Miller and all the things that her husband did to her. This is very similar, toxic bond. And he didn't want anybody to find out, but I feel like she became a problem. She became detriment to his career, because I think she had told other people or had told somebody and it got back to him, because that's what's coming in. But then I also get, so I'm seeing this drugging, but I'm seeing like this cloth over her mouth. So that's kind of weird to me, that I'm seeing it that way, but that's the way I'm seeing it. I'm seeing this cloth over her mouth, and then I see him grabbing her by her arms and dragging her to like, and I know everybody's talking about the pool. So they're showing me that. Okay, that is one thing that I do know. You guys, I know I don't like to say what's out there, but if I'm seeing it in a vision, I have to say it anyways. So it's like I'm dragging her by her underarms to this pool. Okay, and I never saw this before, but I feel like there's another person with them. So it's like, if I go down, you go down. I'm not going down alone. Like, because, oh my gosh, I understand this now, because I couldn't understand why he would bring somebody else into it, right? But I think this person knew his deep dark secrets, knew about him and Celeste, knew different things, and so he had to make sure this guy's not going to tell on him. And I don't know if this is Neo or somebody else. It feels like they have dark hair. It feels like he was really close. So it's interesting because it's almost like you know all of these things, so you're going to participate in this too. I kind of go to this now. Spirit will give me references of other cases. So there's this and movies and things that I've watched. So there was this show that I watched, and I believe that it was based on a real life story. And this group of guys had gotten this girl. I actually think there was 2 girls that they brought home with them, and they were all going to party and stuff. Well, they assaulted them. One got away and the other one was there, but the guy made everybody grab the weapon and stab her, so that they all had to carry the secret, and somebody recorded it. I don't know if that was for leverage or whatever, so I don't know if the recording is significant in this case, but in that case it was. So not sure if there's there could be. But my point is in that show, they were making everybody so they were all part of it, so they all had to hold the secret. It's almost like that's what I'm getting here. Like, I'm gonna stab her a few times, you're gonna stab her a few times, so that your DNA is there, you get in trouble, I get in trouble, you will keep my secret, you will not tell anybody this happened because you're now a part of it. Do you understand what I'm saying? That is the way this is coming in. And I never saw that before. Where the pew pew is going off at, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that's a future thing. I'm not sure if that's something she was scared about, because in my visions I heard it. Like in the first reading I heard it, and then they're now saying it in the EVP. So could it belong to another case? Most definitely. But it could also belong here. I still think there's evidence somewhere. But I always get water with the evidence. I always see like him placing a bag in the water, whether that's somebody else, whether that's another case, I don't know. I found it interesting that allegedly her ID or passport or whatever, which I don't know how she had one at her age, was found over by Santa Barbara by the water, but in the mountains. I think there's a relevant place out there where he used to take her. And that's why he revisits it. More than just evidence. But I still see him placing bags in the water, like by a dock. Like I can't. That's something that always comes in with him. Whether it's attached to her or somebody, I don't know. But it's something that always comes in with him. So going back to what we have here. Because I never saw anybody else involved, but it's almost like they were manipulated into it. And then I feel, because I'm not even sure if she was like awake when this happened. It's almost like, again, I get the drugging, and this is the vision that I keep seeing over and over. And I was like, I got to do this reading, because I keep seeing this over and over. Kind of like with Natalie Holloway, when I was laying in bed and I didn't know anything about the case. I didn't know that he had unalived her that way. And I kept seeing somebody coming down with a rock on my face. It's like that. Like, it keeps repeating to me. So I keep thinking, and I'm like, man, did he drug her or something and then drag her onto this pool and then kill her so there wasn't blood everywhere? Because I feel like it was planned. This wasn't, although there was rage involved, obviously, to do something like this. Like, she had pissed him off, and he was just like, she's got to go. She's got to go. And I can't let her live, because she knows all my deepest, darkest secrets. She knows all the things I've done to her. She's going to go to the police or whatever, and then I'm going to be screwed. My career is going to be blown. And this, I feels like, and I believe this was before one of his concerts. Like, he couldn't allow this to come out, because she was going to tell. I feel like she was like, I'm going to go tell the police. I'm going to tell what you have done to me. Like, she started to get a backbone. She started to get strong about it. She started to, like, just be done and over with. Like, a lot of us that are ever in those sort of relationships, like, she just started to be over and done. And it became a problem. Okay. And then it's like, I see, that's interesting, wrapping her up in whatever she was on, whether it was a pool or, because I feel like it was a pool, right? But then I also get a reference to a tarp or plastic or something of that on top. Like, he had this in a separate room, right? And all of this happened in another room, like where he drugged her, where everything started. Like, I feel like it was planned. Again, this was planned. So he had everything set up in another room. I know this sounds very dark, but again, this was premeditated. This was not, oh, I'm just mad at you and I stab you a bunch. This was not like that. But it was also fulfilling fantasies that he already had. This guy had dark fantasies. I wouldn't be surprised if you didn't find drawings somewhere that he had done besides his music, because his music have dark lyrics and he was acting it out. And we didn't know that until after I did the reading. Then I felt what I felt about him. But because I've always felt he was a psychopath. Like, I had like this feeling when I would look at him, and I was like, dude, if he was continued to go on, like, he would continue to do this underground. You know, a lot of people talk about all that, you know, Hollywood's crap. Like, he would have become part of, like, I don't know, that kind of thing. Like, he could have been getting people undercover and, like, doing these sorts of things. Like, it's almost like the bloodlust thing again. And like I said, she was just a thing to him. He didn't really love her, but he was good at love bombing and getting her to where he wanted to for his own needs and everything. But then again, she became a problem. So I feel like there's something that he wraps her up in after that, and they carry her to the bathtub. Okay. And this is where I feel like the saw comes in and everything. And sorry, viewer discretion is advised. Okay. And this is where the saw and everything comes in. Okay. I feel like it was done in the bathtub, but I feel like it was also done on top of this tarp pool, whatever. Like, besides the pool, there's another tarp or piece or something. And this is why I think that maybe it was premeditated, like he already had what he needed. The only thing that gets me and that I can't seem to understand or pull information on is why leave her in the car. That's the only thing I can't get, because I feel like he did keep her, and I know this has come out that he kept her in the apartment, kept the freezer and the EVPs could belong here, but I'm thinking he kept her in like bags, like plastic, and then bags, and then maybe like a tub and a closet or something. I don't know if there's a bathroom connected to a bedroom, but I keep getting like a closet or a place like that. This was like his trophy, his prize. And I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't keep something that we don't know where it's at yet. Something he cut off of her. I know that sounds gruesome, sorry. And I feel like, again, he did, and my head is hurting. It started hurting with her for some reason. I want to place like him and Brian Kober in kind of a similar box, but he's more diabolical. But just the way that they're feeling with certain things that they did. So he had the capacity to do this again. And so he wanted to keep her close to him. This is what I keep getting. And that's what's weird. That's what's even more disgusting. Almost like, what were those serial killers that kept like bodies close to them? Like, John Wayne Gacy, I think, kept them under his basement. Like those ones that like to keep their victims close for a period of time until they kind of can't anymore. What doesn't make sense is the whole putting them in the car that's registered to me. It's almost like part of it feels like I want to use this in a way, I don't know. Because I feel like, you know, everything skyrocketed because of this situation, but at the same time, he didn't want to get caught. So that kind of doesn't make, I think this is just impulsive, immature in the way that, like, I don't know why he would keep her in there. I don't know if somebody was supposed to, somebody else was supposed, that's, okay, this is why I haven't been able to make sense of it. Somebody else was supposed to dispose of her for them. Probably the person that helped him. And it's almost like they wanted him caught. But he had put her in the car and said, here, you need to go take care of this, and told him where to take her. And instead, they parked the vehicle to where it was going to get towed, and he wasn't paying attention because he was getting around to go on. I wonder if this could be proven that somebody else moved the vehicle there, or somebody else was supposed to take care of this for him, because it was almost like he wasn't supposed to really know where she was. Or he didn't. He wanted that responsibility on the other person for whatever reason. So maybe he could reasonable doubt, maybe, if he were to get caught. But I feel like no difference than the manipulation of you will be involved in this too because you know too much. It's like that kind of feeling. Because what's always bugged me that I could not understand is, why would he put her in a vehicle that was registered to him? But I feel like maybe he had somebody else doing it thinking that they would take care of it properly. And instead, either they did it on purpose, knowing that it would I think it was put in a no-tow zone, because that's what or like a no parking zone, so it would get towed. I think that was done on purpose, knowing that would lead back. That makes sense. I couldn't figure that out before, so I guess that makes sense. There's some reason why, like, you kept besides the, why am I getting a tooth? This is weird. A tooth or teeth or something? She's showing me in her hand. I don't know if she was missing a tooth or teeth, and he kept them, or she's showing me in. That's so weird. I don't know what that means, but I just have to say it. Interesting. I wonder if he was also sleeping with other girls too, or something like that. She's showing me, and I don't know if this is hers or not, but she's showing me like undergarments, like that he has, like a box or something of undergarments that he has. So I don't know if it's just hers or if it's like a mix. see, she's saying bluff or lookout, which I know he went to that one place. I don't know if that's considered a bluff or a lookout, but I feel like there's some kind of tie there. Memories or something. I keep seeing the freaking bags being put in the water by the dock. I don't know if that's him or somebody. Like, I don't know what this is. I don't know what's in the bags, but it's kind of been driving me nuts because every time I tap into his energy, I get it. I'm wondering if he was into some like dark rituals or something, or what this is, because I don't like these kind of visions. Oh, they're showing me a deceased orange cat that he mutilated, and it's like hanging. This is the weirdest thing. I apologize because I don't like to see that, and sometimes if I don't say things, they won't go away. And yeah, I can't handle this. They're showing me that, so it's like hanging. I don't understand this. I don't know if this is something he did in his past. This guy is sick, dude. Okay, like, he is an undercover psychopath, dude. I'm telling you, when I saw him, I knew that about him. And he has a grandiose, like, he's two people. He's the version that he wants you to see. But I feel like, I don't know if he's got like these dark, like, ritualistic tendencies, because I'm kind of feeling that too. It's kind of weird. And you guys can tell me if you like this kind of channeling. I don't know if I can do it with every spirit. She's just very strong. And she's been pushing me to do this and try this. So this is actually out of my comfort zone. And if you want me to do more cards, I can do that as well, just to validate. But I don't know if anybody's looked at the bottom of that bluff. I feel like something's being rolled down. I don't know what it could be. She's hugging a teddy bear. Like, she did have an inner child, like, at some point, like stuffies and things. She said, I grew up too fast with this. Like, he took her childhood away from her. He took her, I believe he took her childness away from her, like her virginity. She said, I believed it would have all been different. Like, the way that he started and everything started, like, she truly believed that he cared for her or was going to take care of her or whatever. And there's trafficking around, but I don't know if, like, that's like, because again, he was a thing to her, or I'm sorry, she was a thing to him. So I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't traffic her to other people because he didn't care. She was his to do with what he wanted. And he has no remorse, no compassion, no empathy. He is void of it all. But he puts on a persona, like in his songs, like he loved her, but it's not real love. It kind of does put off that, like, twin flame toxic vibe, but this is just a trauma bond. He trauma bonded her. And he knew exactly what he was doing. Manipulating, controlling, just predatory behavior. And I don't think she's the only one that he tried to hook. I wonder if there was I know there's obviously a lot of young girls around him, and like, it's almost like this is the prime hunting ground for him because of what industry he's in. I'm just glad he didn't get very far before he fucked up. She says part of her path was to bring this to light, to show everybody who he was, because I feel like he would have continued into this dark path and there might have been more victims down the road. Also, I'm getting pictures, so I don't know if there's certain pictures that will be found. If you get my drift. And selling pictures, so I don't know again if there was some sort of website or something. I feel like there is videos and pictures in this in some aspect. I just don't know exactly if they're going to find them or where they're at. Flash drive, maybe. I'm getting I'm sorry, Mom, if I'd only known. Like, I feel like the parents were kind of lenient. They were kind of she was at this rebel stage, and they didn't really know how to control her or keep her in. And I think they felt like just I honestly don't feel like they knew, and I don't think they knew the whole story with the boyfriend either. Other than I think they were also manipulated, but she says, "I'm sorry, I should have known better. You taught me better." But as I've told her, when I've spoken to her, a lot of us women have been in trauma bonded relationships, and I'm just kind of actually learning what that is, and actually my twin family relationship was that. So I actually identify with her a lot, and I've told her, like, there's nothing to be ashamed of, because like, you were young, you were very it's easy for a guy like this to get their hooks in you and get you trapped, and it's happened to a lot of us women. We were just lucky to get out of it. But it's still like it's interesting. She's showing me her fate tied to his fate. So because of this happening, almost like a karmic tie, but she's saying her fate tied to his fate, meaning that she will bring him down. Something that she has kept, some sort of evidence that she has put out, some sort of, I think there's a lot of evidence anyways, which he thought maybe there wasn't. I think he thought he was going to get away with it because they let it go for so long when they were building a case. But there is something that she has put out, some sort of something that will get him caught. She's saying her fate tied to his fate. That's what she's saying. And also, I'm wondering if they are going to, because of how heinous this was, they might seek the death penalty. He's going to have some high-powered attorneys. Obviously, I know. But this is his downfall. So in the first reading I did, it was a lot of channeling, astrology, and I think some cards. And I only did a few cards. Like, it was just kind of like a short one. But in that, it was brought up like it was going to be his downfall. This was his downfall. And he was going to start, people are going to start to see the light around him and for who he really is. And he was going to, like, this was it for him. This was it. It was a short-lived celebrity. Like, he's not, he will fall. He will fall. And it's interesting. I think the whole reason Pluto and Aquarius does unravel some things, and I think that might have a little bit to do, like the astrological influence might have a little bit to do with when he was arrested and everything. And I'm wondering, when was he? I'm thinking he was arrested close to when he actually killed her, like a year later, or however long it was. Like, I feel like his arrest was very close to when she was actually killed. Like, I'm getting like April-ish time, because I'm feeling like 23rd, 24th, April, like mid-April to like end of April, like that time frame. And I'm feeling like they arrested him for a reason around, like, it's coming full circle around the same time that it ended, if that makes sense. No different than when she was found in the vehicle around her birthday. That was her solar return. That was almost like, I got you. And again, I feel like in that way, he was sort of set up to be caught because he left. I really feel like he expected somebody else to take care of it, thinking that if they didn't, they were going to get in trouble too. So again, like somebody else was supposed to help him with this and they didn't. And that's the only thing that makes sense to me as to why be found in the vehicle. I do feel Ruggs being around the situation, and I don't know if that has to do with him or like he was also kind of giving it to her or what this is, but I do feel it's around the situation in some aspect. She said caught off guard, so I don't feel like and she shows me her walking out the door, so I feel like I don't know if it's symbolic or actually she was trying to leave when it all kind of took effect. But I feel like he already ordered things and had things in like, again, this is premeditated because of whatever she knew, whatever she had threatened with, all of that. And there's evidence that she left. So I'm hoping that they're looking at her stuff too. Why do I see? This is really interesting. So I see a box of stuff, and it could be evidence, and I see it buried in like a sandy area. So that could also be maybe around, like it's an area that's significant to him and her. It's an area significant to him, maybe one that he spent a lot of time at. And they're showing me, she's showing me like a box, and she might have buried one too. I don't know, but this feels like evidence. I don't know that it's like related to her. Like, I don't know that it's her stuff. It could be her stuff. I'm just seeing a box. There's just a box that I feel is buried somewhere that's sandy. That's relevant. Okay. And this is evidence. So it could be the place that they've pinged him at or whatever. I feel like, again, that this box is significant. She keeps showing me the teeth. It's like 3 teeth. That's the weirdest thing. Okay. And she's giving me the word tricked. So again, I feel like she was tricked in some way to come back, to stay, to have a conversation. Like it didn't seem like anything was going to happen when it did. But he knew it was going to happen, but she didn't know it was going to happen. She thought, oh, I could just break up with him, leave, and, just tell him I won't say anything and everything will be okay. Interesting. I don't know why they're giving me Jack the Ripper. If that's I don't understand the reference unless it's just what he did to her body afterwards or what, or a very similar psychology kind of thing. And it's interesting. It's almost like he could sing about it, but whether people like understood that at the moment, it's almost like in plain sight. Like he's in plain sight. What he did was in plain sight. He's putting it out in plain sight because that's his personality of, I'm a narcissist, I can do what I want and get away with it. I'm also getting the year 2018, so I don't know what that is, the relevance. You mean 2018 and 2022. So I don't know the relevance of those years. They're also giving me a June-July time frame. That could be something relevant in the case. I don't know if she loved snow. This is kind of interesting, or if there's a memory here, but she's showing me her like standing out in the snow coming down, her being like just a childlike, like in the snow. There's snow all around her. You know, she's got a jacket on and stuff. And so I don't know the relevance to this. It could just be, you know, she loved snow and this is her childlike innocence coming out, or there may be a memory tied to it. Also, she's referencing necklace, so I don't know if there's a specific necklace, and I feel like they're showing me blood in the chain, so I feel like it could be either in that box or he has it somewhere. This could be part of the fate tied to his fate, like in the evidence. Okay, I think that's going to be it for now. She's showing me her surrounded by gold light on the other side. She's at peace. She's blowing kisses and saying thank you. And I feel like it's coming across that she wished she was more protected or taught about these types of things. I feel like she was very naive in the way that, you know, I just trust people, and there's this, you know, hot guy that's in the music industry that's, you know, love bombing me, and she didn't really know what that was. So again, she was manipulated, she was groomed, and I feel like she didn't have enough knowing. Like, she was very naive. And so she hopes that this is a lesson for all of the young girls out there when an older man comes to you and says these things, or even somebody your age that comes to you and says these things. She says, pay attention to the red flags. She says, I ignored them until it was too late, till I got caught up, like till I had these hooks in me and I got caught and I couldn't leave, and I was like a prisoner, right? And so this is her warning to all the young girls out there and all the women that for any man, right? She wants to warn about how when somebody comes on too strong and they make you feel like they can't live without you and you can't live without them, and learning what trauma bonds are and love bombing is and the red flags. Like, so that's what she's hoping that people can take, young girls can take from this situation. Like, just because he's handsome, just because he can sing, just because he's, you know, throwing out all these, you know, you're amazing and, you know, trying to make you feel good, don't fall for it, she's saying, especially if they're older. She's like, learn from my mistakes. And so that is her message to everybody. But she shows me like she's in gold light. I feel like there's a couple grandparents around her. They're showing me like behind her, they've got one hand, it feels like a grandmother and grandfather. I don't know if they're great or not, or if she knew them. I'm hearing abuela, so but I don't know if that's great or not. It can be great or grandmother on either side. I'm hearing paternal, so I'd be curious. And one's got one hand and one's got the other hand. Okay, so she understands now her part of the soul contract and her part of the karmic tie and everything with this person. And she says that she just hopes that her legacy can teach others. And she says the biggest thing is that he won't ever be able to hurt anybody again, because I feel like they have enough. He's going away. He's not going to get out of this. She says no matter what kind of high-powered attorney he has, he's not getting away with this. So, you know, almost like her sacrifice put a killer away, somebody that could have done more harm, and she's okay with that. I feel like her faith at one point was important. Because she kind of like makes me feel like that at some point. Like she had a faith in a higher power. And she said she lost that along the way. I feel like, I can't remember, I think her birthday is coming up. She's talking about birthday birthday. She takes me to 2027, I think, for trial. She said, live your life in all the ways I got stolen from me. So talking about those that are still here, she wants them to live their life in the ways that were taken from her. Like, enjoy your childhood. Don't try to grow up too fast. Don't fall in love with men too early. Don't make the same mistakes I did. She wants people to enjoy their childhood, enjoy their teenage years, go out and be a teenager. She says she got all that got taken from her, right? She grew up too fast, and she didn't enjoy her childhood when she had it. She ran away. She wanted to be older than she was. And I feel like she understands now that it's important to be a child. It's everything in their time. And so that's what she's talking about is, kids out there, you go to school, make something of yourself. That's what she's saying. Make something of yourself. Become someone better. All of this other stuff can come in time. She's like, I've missed school, I've missed dances, I've missed things and experiences that I should have had at my age instead of living like I was in my 20s. Number 13, I don't know if that's her age. I don't know when it was that she started talking to him. Like I said, I've tried to stay away from things, but she's giving me 13. She's showing me this church. So it feels like a Catholic church or some beautiful church, and I don't know the reference to this. I don't know if this is where her funeral will be. I don't know if this is some place that she and her family used to go, but I'm being told it's a really big church that she's showing me. But she wants kids to be kids. Don't grow up too fast. Don't get involved with people that are older than you, that don't have your best interest at heart. Like, she learned a lot of lessons in a short time. She's showing me horses running free, so I don't know if she had a thing for horses or there's just something there. But they're running away they're running a field. It can be symbolic. Also, the reference to a garbage can. So I don't know if things were thrown in a garbage can, in a dumpster. But she's showing me like things that were things that were thrown in a dumpster, like the stuff that was used to clean, that sort of stuff. Like, again, I've stayed away from the news, so I don't know if they found anything like that, but she's talking about a dumpster. And also, I'm wondering about the knife used. I feel like it could be with the box of stuff that I was talking about earlier. It's like evidence that he went and buried in a box. I know that sounds fucking weird, but I also feel like there was stuff burned. But there was stuff like he couldn't burn, like he couldn't let go of, if that makes sense. Like a trophy taker. Okay? So he had trophies that he wanted to bury, keep, revisit, but then there was stuff that he burned as well. Because I know, I don't remember if that's been mentioned or anything, but she's showing me fire. And also symbolically, I think it's symbolically, she's showing me a picture being burnt. And it's like her face and there's fire. So this feels like it's symbolic, like, if you get what I'm saying. She's like, I love you all. And she goes like this. So I'm going to disconnect from her energy now. If she, it really made me tired. I feel like she has any more to say, I will. If you guys want me to pull more cards, a more in-depth card reading, I can do that as well. Just let me know in the comments. If you liked this way of channeling, let me know in the comments. It's very new to me. Normally, I used to have a sitter that I'd bounce back off of, but I'm trying to learn to do this. I'm trying to learn to channel this way, but since she's so strong and she lit the balls off with the pregnancy thing and the short, I felt like, and she kept showing me visions, I felt like she was one I could channel like this. So it shows me that I can do it. We'll see what is accurate and what hits. So this is new for me, so let me know if you liked it. And I appreciate you all. Make sure you smash the like button and subscribe and share and all those good things. And I will see you all soon. Thank you for being here. So there are two groups that I want to remind you guys of before I get started. One is we're going to have what I'm going to call a circle, where we're going to tap into the Akashic Records, which is a library of your story, past, present, and future, like your life story. So we're going to tap into that, see if people can bring things back from the Akashic Records, and then you get a choice of a card intuitive reading and a mediumship reading. Everybody will walk away with something. There's an early bird special. It is on my community page. If you're interested, email me, thepsychicsleuth@gmail.com. Payment options and everything are down below. Also, we're having another wine and crime event on June 6th. Keep saying May. June 6th at 6:30 p.m. And I gotta redo all this. Okay. So there is a group that I want to bring to your attention that I did post on the community page. If you are interested in joining, it's a pretty good deal. We're going to have like a spiritual circle, try to tap into the Akashic Records together, and then you can have your choice of an intuitive card reading, like a two questions and a card reading, or mini mediumship. If you're interested in that, there is an early bird special for that. It does help me provide more true crime for you, being able to do things like this. So if you would like to be interested in that, if you've ever wanted a mediumship reading, or just if you need some help with your life right now, or if you would like to try to tap into the Akashic Records, I think it's going to be a wonderful group. So you can email me, thepsychicsleuth@gmail.com. Also, we're having another wine and crime event on June 6th at 6:30 p.m. So that one is just, we get together and we have fun, and it's $10 cover charge. There's 10 people allowed. I have a few spaces already filled, but if you'd like to join that, let me know. Also, in the description box below, email me, thepsychicsleuth@gmail.com. The first group, the Akashic Records group, is going to be the 23rd at 6 p.m. Pacific, but that's if I can get more people. Right now, I only have one person. If I get more sign up, I can keep that. Otherwise, I might have to move the date. So I just wanted to put that out there for anybody that's interested. Going to